Okay, friends, this is going to be a busy one. Got a lot to talk about. So, appreciate y'all joining me for this episode of the Monday Highlights. In this episode, we'll be talking about the DWR meeting that just happened in Virginia last week, new laws right after the meeting that they also put into place in Virginia, and my take on them as they are pertaining to dog hunting. We're also going to touch base on the Virginia Pin Hunt Series and then, of course, like always, the upcoming hunts. I also have some sad news that I would like to announce. I'm not going to list the name because to respect we're not going to jump in front of the family, and out of respect to them, I'm not going to make any kind of name call for right now. But a legend of the sport has passed. Um, very, uh, very big name and a true legend of the sport has gone to be with the Lord. So I'd like to take a few seconds and have a moment of silence for him and his family and keep them in your prayers. And we'll get started, guys. Welcome to the Monday Highlights presented by the Hound's Tales podcast. We'll be bringing you the results from the previous weekends, coming hunts, and news from the field trial world and deer dog woods. Drop the gate. Let's get it, guys. All right, guys, welcome to the Monday Highlights. This is for Monday, January 22nd of 2024. Like I said in the intro, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's start with the Virginia Penn Series. First off, I want to say thank y'all so much for all the shares, all the likes, all the comments. I've had a lot of positive feedback on this hunt series that's coming up, and I really can't thank y'all enough. And I'll get into some more stuff later, but man, just thank y'all so much. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be big, and I'm trying to get a lot of hype around it. So we'll start off with some common questions that I've been asked, either through comments on posts, direct messages, that kind of thing. Yes, we will be having people judging and running in the series. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have that. But I had 6 hunts. They're all at night. They're all in the dark. And I've seen the comments, I've seen the posts, and I've heard a lot, like I said, I've heard a lot of positive feedback. So how do I ask enough people to judge this thing and tell them, no, you can't run in it? You know, I'd love to. I'd love to have 25, 30 judges that I could have on the ready, on the fly for all 6 hunts and tell them, hey, no, I can't have you running in both, but it's not practical. As much as I want it to be, it's not practical, guys. Like I said, perfect world, of course I wouldn't, but but unfortunately, that's how we're going to have to run it. You know, you can't obviously run and judge in the same hunt. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to run in 2 and judge 3, then do that. That's fine. If you want to judge 1 and run 4, I don't care. Anything helps. The judging's not an easy thing, especially for something like this. I've sent out messages to some people that I know would be willing to judge and they want to run, and some of them wanted to run all of them. And I'll leave that option on the table for people, but I do appreciate the ones that say, "Hey, yeah, I'll help you judge 2, and I'll run the other 3." So it's one of those deals. But like I said, yes, we are going to have people judging and running in the series, but they're just going to have to. That's the only way I know how to do it, guys. It's the only way. If we don't do it that way, you're going to be looking at 10 judges max for all these hunts. If that. And that's praying that they don't have something come up last minute. So that's unfortunately how we're going to have to run it. So I hope that's not a deal breaker for y'all, but unfortunately, that is how we're going to have to run it. And I thank y'all for understanding. This one goes to show I have some people question not if they could do it, but question if other people are going to do it. No, if you are kennel partners with somebody, you cannot run and judge in the same hunt. Your kennel partner cannot run it, and you cannot judge it. It's not going to work like that. That should go without saying, but I'm going to reiterate that on here. Like I said, it's common sense, but I feel like I have had people ask me those questions, and no, I'm not going to allow it. And, if I'm giving the books out and I go back and look and say, hey, that they're trying to pull a fast one, then I'm going to take you out of the whole thing. Like, don't try to get over on me. I got a lot going on. I got a lot of stuff. Just because I gave you the numbers to start in the hunt, whenever I put the books out, if you call and I go back and look and, hey, your kennel partner is judging that hunt, then I'm going to eliminate you from the whole series. So don't try it. Don't try to pull it. 99% of people are not going to do it. So this is just anybody that was wondering, I'm not going to let it happen. It's not going to happen. And like I said, most people understand that. So I'm reiterating, no kennel partners can run and judge in the same hunt. Yes, all hunts will be ran in the dark. I've had some people ask me why. I think some of these guys from down south where most of the hunts are run, if not all the hunts are run during the daylight. Sure, daylight would be awesome, but the foxes are nocturnal, so they run best at night. It's the best for the hunt. It's the best for the game. Yeah, judging at night sucks. It really does. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I hate judging at night. I'm not the best at it, but people have done it for years. It works. It's fine. It's how a lot of hunts are running too, especially up here in Virginia. It's going to provide for the best running, the coolest conditions, especially some of these hot hunts that we're having because we start in June, so we're running through the middle of summer. So that's going to help out temps, running conditions. It will be okay, guys. I promise. I mean, if you don't want to run during the night, I understand. I get it. I mean, trust me, I get it. But we're going to run at night. We have to. And I've had a few people ask me about this, and I tried to wrap my head around it, and I thought of some different ways, and I kept going back and forth on this. A lot of people have asked me if I'm going to do overall points. No, this is not done on an overall points, and I'm not going to do it on an overall points, not even with kennels. I was trying to think of ways. I thought, man, if we did kennels, then, we could do the points this way and do it that way and cop kennel of the series and, this and that. But then what if these guys are running 5 hunts and then some of my judges that are sacrificing running 2 hunts, they're going to want to, I'm just trying to do a point system. I really thought it was cool. I really think it's a good idea, but I for this year, I'm not going to overcomplicate things. This year, I want it to run smooth. I want it to run easy. I want it to be simple, basic. And instead of trying to overcomplicate it and put something else out there for the series, I think there's enough going on. Let's just run what we got. And this year, let's get through this year. Let's see how it goes. Let's check the smoothness of this thing. And then we can maybe, if we get to do it again next year, if this is a big enough hit and enough people are interested in doing it again next year, I'll be happy to put it on. If we can make it all work again, I'll roll this thing years and years and years and years. I love it, man. I love doing this kind of stuff. So this year, no, we're not going to do an overall points. We're not going to do kennel points. Nothing like that. Next question that I've got asked a lot was, all hunts will be ran under the Masters one-day option. Yes. All of them are going to be Masters rules, ran under the Masters one-day option, and they're going to be 5-minute block. That is by the Masters. That's how that is. Your entry fee includes the cost of the one-day option, including when you win your entry into the championship hunt. That's going to be on the series. So it's not a question of, if you want to, and a lot of people are going to be, well, I don't want to run in the Masters one-day option. Well, that's just how I'm setting the series up, okay? That's how it's going to be. It's $50. That you're not going to ask for much. Guys, the prizes that are coming are how do I say this? I wish I was running in this series just to have a chance at what we got coming. It's big stuff. Big stuff. The championship hunt's going to be loaded. Y'all better bring a freaking trailer if you win. That's all I'm going to say. No, it's not a side-by-side. But you're gonna have a lot of stuff to take back. You win this thing. My plan. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this to make a buttload of money for the podcast. If I'm able to bring a little bit and put some money back towards the podcast and be able to bring y'all some more better quality stuff, put some money towards, equipment, cost to have these subscriptions and stuff like that, then great. If not, I'm not worried about it. This hunt series is for the hunters. It's for the hunters. It's for y'all. I plan on giving back to the judges if at all possible. I'm trying to do as much as I can, guys. So this is not a money hungry thing. I don't plan on pocketing a whole lot, if any. I mean, if I come away and if I leave this series and put $50 back in the Hounds Tales podcast bank, then that's great. I don't care. I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it for the podcast to make money. I'm doing this because I love the idea. I think it's cool. And it's something I'm very, very proud of that we're able to get this moving. So that was I had a few people question me on that, believe it or not. And that is what we're doing. It's all going back towards y'all as best I can. But like I said, and I kind of got a little off topic there. As far as the Masters one-day option, yes, it is included. Even in the championship hunt, all hunts will be ran under. The last hunt, still don't have it 100% booked yet. I should have that in stone by the next episode. So just be ready. It's coming. If it's not the next episode, it'll be the following. So with here in the next 2 weeks, I should have an answer on where the last qualifier hunt is. Let's move to. All right, so got a few quick announcements for the series. Mike's Machine, they have graciously donated 2 boxes to this hunt. I cannot thank Mike and that whole company enough. That's awesome. Y'all have given us, that's awesome. 1 box is 100% going to go to the winner of the championship hunt. I can tell you all that for a fact now. I have not decided what I'm going to do for the second box yet. I'm debating between a raffle or if second place is going to get it. I guess we'll just kind of see how the rest of the prizes are lining up. But we do have 2 boxes coming to the series. Like I said, 1 box will 100% be going to the winner of the championship hunt. And that's not the only prize, guys. And I'll touch base on that here in just a few minutes. Next up, Roxy Designs. Big time help, big time supporter of this podcast. I can't thank Roxy enough for everything that she is doing for us. She's going to be designing shirts for the series, okay? The way we're going to do it is it's going to be a pre-order, and we'll let the design be known. I'm probably going to do it basic just to make things simple, guys. It's probably going to be gray or black shirt, something like that. And you'll have your choice in size. But she's working on the design. It's not dead set yet. And hopefully here in the next month or so, I'm hoping by March or so, maybe April, we'll have everything locked down, have everything set, 100% design, and we'll start doing pre-orders. And we'll cut the pre-orders off about a month before the series starts, and we'll have them at all the hunts. These will be pickup only. I'm not going to try to go through the hassle of shipping. We both have too much going on to try to make that work. So this is going to be, you pre-order it, and I'll release the details whenever that time comes on how to pre-order it and how to do all that. When that time comes, you'll pre-order it. I'll have them with me at the hunts, or if you're not going to be coming to a hunt and you just want to support the podcast, support the series, that's great. Awesome. Thank y'all. But you're going to have to pick it up. You have to get with me and figure a way out to pick them up. I'm not going to, unless you're somebody way down in Georgia or Florida or something like that, and you're listening, you want to do it, then yes, I'll ship it to you. But if you're within a couple hours or you're local, let's make sure you just get up with me. That way we don't have to fight the shipping process. So that is coming. I can't thank Roxy Designs enough for jumping on board with this as well. Like I said, she's the sponsor of the podcast, been from the get-go pretty much. So Roxy, thank you. You're awesome. And just keep on rocking and doing what you're doing, girl. Next up, and this is fresh, and I mean fresh. Just got this news about 2-3 hours ago before I started recording this. Blankets by Big Country, Mr. Kevin Meadows will be sponsoring this hunt. We'll be donating 3 blankets to each hunt to the winner. They'll get their choice of number and color vinyl, and it'll be pretty much a voucher is what I think we're going to end up doing. And you get up with Kevin Meadows and make sure that you have he'll know. I'll let him know who won the hunt. You get up with him. He'll print any numbers you want on them. 3 jackets to the winner of every hunt. So thank you, Kevin Meadows and Blankets by Big Country, for your donation to this hunt. Y'all are awesome. And it's good quality stuff, guys. I've gotten jackets from him for a while and never had those issues out of them. Never. I jacket every time I pleasure run. So I use the crap out of them, and I still have some that I'm going on almost 2 years on. So y'all be sure to hit these guys up, Mike's Machine, Roxy Design, and Blankets by Big Country, Mr. Kevin Meadows, and see what they can do for you if you have any needs and what they're doing. Last thing on the Virginia Pin Series, let's move to the prizes. A lot of people have asked me what the prizes are going to be. I'm working on that. I'm working on everything. What I can guarantee you right now, like I said earlier, you'll have the 3 blankets for the winner of every hunt. The championship is going to have the dog box for first place, maybe second. Haven't decided yet. I might do a raffle for that instead. And then for all the qualifiers, there's going to be a TT25 to the winner of all the qualifiers, plus trophies for at least the top 10. And in the championship hunt, trophies will be to the top 20. The championship hunt, I'm going very old school. You don't see it no more. Some people may think it's stupid. I think it's cool. I've had a lot of positive feedback from the guys I've talked to about it. But I love looking back at those old pictures that you see of people winning these hunts, winning big hunts and stuff like that. You got them 5 and 6 foot tall trophies, them great big jokers, man. Something that you strap down to the top of the box and you got to drive it all the way home with that thing. That's coming to the championship hunt. The winners, it's going to be a big old school 6 foot trophy. I'm excited for that. It's going to be cool, guys. I can't wait. But those are getting worked up. I'm getting cost on all that. And then also as far as the championship hunt goes, that's the stuff I have locked in 100%. That's going to happen. The collars, dog box, blankets, and trophies. That's 100% locked in already. That's just the beginning, guys, okay? I'm talking to a dog food. If anybody knows me, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. So I'm talking to them, trying to get some numbers figured out, figure out all the good stuff, and then we will work that into the hunt. But it's not, and that's the thing. This is 6 hunts. It's not a little bit of dog food, so it's a lot of talking that goes on with this. I'm in talks with collars, tracking devices, treads. I'm working on trying to do a lot, guys. It's coming. The championship hunt is going to be huge. Huge. If you land in the top 10, you're going to go home happy. You're going to go home happy. I promise you that. That is my goal, is when you make it and you earn your way into the top 10, that you're going home happy. Top 20, great, awesome. If I can make it to where I can award the top 20 with some good stuff, that's great. That's going to be happy. But the top 10 deserve it. The top 10 are going to get priority over the top 20. Okay. And also don't forget, in your qualifier hunts, when you finish in the top 20, you earn your free entry into that championship hunt. So you can basically think of that as a $50 entry fee for free, and chance to run for more points for the Masters one day option. So that's part of your winning. But I got stuff coming down the line, guys. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm trying to get ahead of this game. Y'all just be patient with me. I promise. I'm going to make this thing worth it. And if everything works out, like I said earlier in the show, you better have you might as well bring an extra truck if you plan on coming down there and win this thing.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, streaming January 25th, only on Netflix.
All right. So again, guys, thank y'all so much for the support. This is for y'all. I'm working as hard as I can to get everything set up. Thank y'all so much for the support, so much for sharing, and so much for your patience, guys. I promise I'm going to make it worth it, okay? Promise you. So let's move into the new laws in Virginia. And I know this isn't going to affect a lot of people outside of Virginia, obviously, but you may want to listen. This is some stuff that just got passed down in Virginia. It may trickle down. You know how this was. You know how politicians are. You know how politics work. So a lot of times it's a trickle down effect. So let's go to this, okay? And I'm just going to read it how it's wrote straight off the virginia.gov website, okay? This is pertaining to the Code of Virginia. Let's see. Code of Virginias are amended and reenacted as follows. Trespass by hunters using dogs on land of another or state highway or right-of-way penalties. Section A. Any person who intentionally releases hunting dogs on the lands of another that have been posted in accordance with the provisions of 18.2-134.1 to hunt without the consent of the landowner of his agent is guilty of a Class 3 misdemeanor. A second subsequent violation of this subsection within the 3 years is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Upon conviction, the court shall revoke such person's hunting trapping license for a period of 1 year. The fact that the hunting dogs are present on the land of another alone is not sufficient evidence to prove the person acted intentionally. That's key, guys. Part B. Any person who intentionally releases hunting dogs on a Department of Transportation's right-of-way or on a highway owned and maintained by the Department of Transportation to hunt deer without the consent of the department is guilty of a Class 3 misdemeanor. A second violation of the subsection is a Class 2 misdemeanor. A third or subsequent violation of the subsection is a Class 1 The fact that hunting dogs are present on such right-of-way or highway alone is not sufficient enough evidence to prove the person acted intentionally. Location of parked vehicles. No vehicle shall be stopped except close to and parallel to the right edge of the curb or roadway, except that a vehicle may be stopped close and parallel to the left curb or edge of the roadway on a one-way street, parked at an angle where permitted by the Commonwealth Transportation Board, the department, or local authorities with respect under highways and their jurisdiction. Now, here's the special note, guys, and this is where I think a lot of people got confused and stopped reading a little too early. Nothing in this section, this is word for word, okay? Nothing in this section shall prevent the retrieval of companion animals as defined in 3.2-6500 from a highway or area adjacent to a highway. That is key, guys. So here's my 2 cents. I've had people sending me messages on it, getting angry, getting fired up. Here's my 2 cents, okay? And I know a lot of people may not agree with me. This isn't that bad, guys. This isn't that bad. Now hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Think about it. There is so many other things that these landowners have that they have been complaining about, okay? Right to retrieve, minimal acreage, a lot of things that the DWR and the state could have took from us. Could have took. I mean, we'll get into the meeting here in a little bit. But it could have been a lot worse. What this did is it proved to the Landowners Association that they're trying. It also tells the landowners, like, hey, look, we're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed to do this no more. No more turning loose from the side of the roadways, which is not a bad. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I understand. Dang, a freaking 12-point buck just come across the road, and I could dump a fresh box on them. Well, you better figure a way out, guys. Better figure a way out not to do it illegally. It's not what I'm saying. Don't take that wrong. You better figure a way out to get in the woods and get off the right of way and make that happen, guys. And I'll speak a little bit more openly later, but this to me is a win for dog hunters. This is a win for everybody. This is a win for landowners. This gave the landowners something to say, hey, okay, the state did something. They worked on an issue or a complaint. We can still catch our dogs, okay? We can still retrieve our dogs on the side of the roadway, okay? That's still legal. It's just casting. No more casting. Simple as that. Easy peasy. Done. Okay? I would much rather if and like I said, I'm going to get more into this later, but when their hand is forced like it was, and they had to do something, this is the best option that we could have ever got. And that's a good lead on, and I keep going on and on, but I'll let this roll into the next little section, okay? I attended virtually, couldn't be there, couldn't get off of work, but I was able to listen in and speak at the last DWR meeting last Thursday. I think it was the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. I was really, really, really scared. I lost hope there for a few minutes. I did. I genuinely lost a lot of hope. The chairman spoke, and I can't remember his name. I didn't write it down and get a chance to look at it and have a boy today. So, when the chairman spoke today, or at that meeting at the DWR, he was fired up, guys. There's a video of it. It's on the news. There's a video of it, and he was fired up. He was mad. I mean, frankly, he was pissed. Like, his words were, I'm tired of talking about this. The SAC meetings did nothing, and now our hand is forced, and we're going to do something about it. Not is, in his words, where it's not a, are we going to do something about it? It is, we are going to do something about it. And he acted. They acted. And now look, we can't turn loose from the roads no more. But like I said, as mad as he was, I was like, well, there it goes. It's done. I had thought about how I was going to get rid of some of these dogs. I'm not, send them down to Carolina, let some guys enjoy them down there that can still do it. It literally had crossed into my head. I thought deer dog hunting in Virginia was dead at that point. I just knew. He called for a special meeting. He wanted the UVA guys that are conducting the studies in the SAC meetings to have a written report on his desk in less than 3 weeks. I thought it was done, but these rule changes gave me a glimpse of hope. And I'm not involved in the meetings. I'm not big into, I'm not intertwined with these guys yet. I'd love to be, and I'm pushing myself as hard as I can to get there. I promise you guys. I promise. But genuinely, I kind of thought that we were done. But after these laws that passed, I said, okay, they are actually, and that tells me that they are going to do. That tells me the way their laws are wrote up that they're not going to eliminate it. Okay. Is there still a chance they're going to make it very difficult on us? Absolutely, 100%. But we still have the ability. Okay. They wouldn't have wrote the laws up the way they did to have to revise them again, or the way I look at it, and I could be completely freaking wrong. I could be talking out of my butt here, and I could be completely wrong. But the way, to me, it looks like dog hunting is here to stay, and we should be thankful for what we have. So some more on the meeting. There, man, guys, some of these claims. I'm not going to call anybody a liar. I'm not going to get in here and speak on the integrity of people's intentions. I have no idea. I have no idea how to prove if they were true. I have what I think, and that's all I can say. But I'm not going to get on here and question the truthfulness of some of these things. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm going to question the truthfulness of some of these things. Am I going to call somebody directly a liar? Nope. But there were some stories that were told from landowners that, if they were true, they make me sick to my stomach. Like, it was a lot of bad stuff said, guys. A lot of bad stuff. Frankly, I hope that most of them were not true. Actually, if they were bad, I hope all of them weren't true. But some of them were a little bit more believable. I could see, some of the bad seeds getting out there. But to me, the DWR needs to start putting people under oath. I'll put it to you that way. I think you should have to swear in. I think you should have to put your hand over the Bible, and it should be treated like a court case. 100%, in my opinion, 100%, it should be treated like a court case. Okay? Some of these things, I find it hard to believe. But what I am going to say is, even though the stories were insane and horrid and horrible, the houndsmen that did speak, in my opinion, were very well spoken, did an excellent job, carried themselves more professional, and still showed that we have more integrity and more respect than the landowners that are complaining. So hats off to everybody that spoke. Hats off to everybody that was able to attend and go. And I can't thank y'all enough. Like I said, I wasn't able to get off of work. I had a lot of stuff going on. at work, and I just wasn't able to be there. I do plan on trying to be. I think I'm going to try to make it to the next one if I can make it all work out. I don't know the date of it yet, but I have every intention on it. Here's my biggest takeaway, and this is, I know this sounds like a broken record, but, and I said, this is what I said in the meeting, guys. The DWR is mad. They are so mad. They are tired and frustrated. They made a motion in the beginning of it after the chairman spoke to push forward instead of waiting till the next DWR meeting to talk about it. They made a motion to make a special meeting to get this stuff taken care of within the next couple weeks. That's how mad they're tired of talking about it. They're tired of it. They're tired of it. And before I go on my other rant, shame on the DWR for setting up the SAC meeting the way they did. I don't care. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe I'm out of line. Shame on them. So I don't know that a lot of people understand it. I don't think that I know I didn't until I heard it. I didn't understand what a consensus means, however you want to say it. A consensus means 100% agreement. So everybody was on this SAC meeting. At the end of if a topic was put up and put to vote, for it to be considered by the DWR, it had to be a consensus, meaning 100% for it or against it. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to be blunt here. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? And who the hell thinks that you're going to get people with polar opposite opinions to 100% vote across the board that something was yes or no? Come on. This was set up for failure from the beginning. That got me so heated when I found out that they were not going to honor any of the votes, any of the suggestions, and base it off of their opinions, which is scary. But they weren't even going to consider the voting that happened in these meetings. Pretty sure, if I remember right, $120,000 was spent on this SAC meeting, on this SAC board consensus. $120,000 minimum was spent. Now, I think that was straight to UVA. All for it to mean nothing. This was set up for failure from the beginning. They knew it. I'm highly disappointed in the DWR for even thinking, I don't care if this is how we've done it since 1953. I don't care. Something's got to change. Something has to change. There were so many things voted on that were majority voted. Majority vote. And it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I don't care if it was 11-1. It wasn't consensus then. God, it doesn't make any sense that they thought this was going to work. Maybe I'm out of line here. If I am, somebody correct me. But in my humble opinion, it was set up for failure, and I think they did it on purpose. So that's my 2 cents on it. And the last thing I'm going to say is, and what I was getting ready to say earlier before I got on that rant, and this is to everybody out there, guys, especially the leaders of hunting clubs. We've got to do better, guys. We've got to do better. I know I'm beating a dead horse, and I don't mean that is, oh yeah, we got to do better. I mean, we got to do better. You got bad seeds. You got guys. I don't care if it's your buddy. I don't care if you grew up with him since y'all were knee high to a duck. It does not matter. If he's out there and he's casting on top of Billy Bob's land that has already told y'all you can't hunt there, but he's going to cast on it anyway, it's time for him to go. Say, hey, buddy, look, I love you to death, but you're going to ruin this all for everybody that actually truly enjoys it. You're going to ruin this for the houndsman. Dog owners need to quit ruining it for houndsmen. Just because you own a dog, just because you hunt over top of dogs, does not make you a houndsman. A houndsman is a ethical, respectful, God-given, God-caring, dog-caring person that loves this sport, loves his dogs, and is going to do everything in his power to make it stay for the next generations to come. Guys, we got to get these bad seeds out. We can preach bad seeds all day long, but if our leaders of our clubs are sitting on their asses not doing anything about it, then we're just as bad as them. You're just as bad. We're just as bad. We got to eliminate the problems, guys. Now, sure, these guys could go out there and say, hey, screw all these other guys. We're going to go and create our own club. We'll call it the Bad Seeds Are Us and go out here and hunt how we want to hunt. Ain't nothing that we can do to stop it. Do I think that there should be a process for clubs to register through the state of Virginia? Absolutely. 100%. 110%. I think I personally, and this could be a very, unpopular opinion, but I think every hunter that hunts with a hound should have to register in the state of Virginia. That's not flawless, but and maybe I'm wrong thinking there. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I go back and forth on it. Maybe that's a dumb idea. I don't know. But it's something I think should be talked about. Guys, we got to do better. We've got to take these bad seeds and get rid of them. Okay? That's the problem. It's and they said it multiple times in the meeting. Everybody that was there at that meeting, hats off to you. Great job. Awesome. We love you. Y'all are true houndsmen. Y'all are doing everything that we could ask you to do. Y'all are not the problem. Y'all are not the problem. It's the guys that once hunting season's over, they dump their dogs in the middle of the highway and take off and post their dog boxes on Marketplace. You want to find your bad seeds? Go check and see who's selling their hunting truck on January 10th. Go check and see who's got the dogs for sale. Go check and see who's got their dog box for sale. Not saying that's across the board. Not saying that every person's like that. But you want a good place to start? There's your bad seeds. You want to find more bad seeds? Look for the guys that the moment their hunting season's off to yank your dog box off the truck. Dog box comes off. They don't need that no more. They don't need it no more. They're not going to train their hounds. Not going to work their hounds. Guys, I'm going on a tyrant right here, and I know I am. And some of y'all probably already clicked off of this and got tired of me listening to me. Hell, I may even lose followers because of this shit. But I'm speaking my mind. I'm putting out there what has to change. If we don't put our feelings aside about people that have been with the clubs or like I said, if the guys that have been our friends since they were knee-high to a duck, but that they ain't worth 2 cents when it comes to being a houndsman, you're just as bad as them, okay? We got to do better. We got to eliminate these guys, okay? And that's all I'm going to say on this. Guys, I've ranted for a long time here. I've had a lot of stuff that I've talked about. So we're going to move past the upcoming hunts. I didn't get any results for this weekend. I was down at Billy Pools this past weekend, and got actually yesterday, and got a lot of good film. Didn't for the Dillsville Swamp. Can't wait to put all that together and bring that to y'all. But guys, I hope y'all take heart to what I just said. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm out here uh, preaching when I don't need to be preaching. But that's my honest belief on how we're going to save this sport. I got plenty of other ideas, but Lord, we don't. This is Monday highlights. This is a Wednesday episode. So, guys, thank y'all for the support. Y'all be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If I pissed you off in this episode, I am sorry. I spoke my mind. I spoke what I believe, but I think it needed to be said, and I hope it lights a fire under some of y'all houndsmen out there. Let's save our sport, guys. We got to band together. We got to save the sport. I want my son that is 2 years old, will be 2 years old soon. I want him to be able to pass this sport down to his kids as well. Okay? And if you don't feel the same way about it, then don't do it. I'd rather have 1,500 houndsmen in the state of Virginia that are true houndsmen and are going to do it the correct way and respect landowners and respect each other, respect the dogs, and do it because they have a passion for it, than 15,000 dog hunters and 14,000 of them ain't worth a crap. That's a drastic number, guys, but that's the comparison. Guys, thank y'all for listening so much. If you made it this far, y'all are awesome. Probably the ones that made it this far, they're probably the ones that are not the problems. They're probably the guys that are putting forth the most effort. And I can't thank y'all enough for that, guys. All right. Love all y'all. Yeah, much love. Okay. Thank y'all so much for the support. The podcast has blown up over the past week. Blown up. And I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all are awesome. Keep it coming. Let's save this sport. Let's band together. Let's do what we got to do. Okay, guys? All right. Like always, everybody, y'all keep it real and happy hunting, okay?